In the year of 2000, I went to Disneyland for the first time with my brand new passport with my friends. The very first thing I wanted to go on was my all time favorite ride, the Haunted Mansion. I loved the ride so much. I did research on the ride to figure out the secrets and techniques they use for all the effects. I also memorized the song so I would sing along throughout the ride, so I finally got to the Haunted Mansion and got in line. So far, everything was the same as always except for one thing. I got to the pet cemetery part of the ride, and they took out the frog's tombstone and replaced it with another tombstone that says, Seth, forever here. This kind of bothered me. It seemed out of place, and it wasn't one of those family friendly puns that Disney makes all the time, but I ignored it, thinking it's a new part of the ride. Eventually, I finally got inside the mansion. So far, nothing else is out of the ordinary. The waiting room is still just a waiting room. The ghost host still says the same lines as he always does. Then I go into the stretching room part of the ride and all seems normal until the part where the room goes dark. You see the skeleton hanging himself as usual. But when the lights go out, I saw a ball of light hovering around the ceiling. I knew this wasn't normal because at this point, the room should just be pitch black. Then, just before all the lights turned back on, the ball of light morphed itself into the shape of a skull and disappeared. As the lights turned back on, this was not normal. As we walked outside the room and into the hall of the transforming portraits, I asked my friends about the lights and none of them saw it. At this point, I thought I was just imagining things. We all got on the ride and nothing seemed out of the ordinary until the ballroom scene with all the holographic ghosts. I smiled and enjoyed the happy ghosts dancing and celebrating the lady's birthday, but something wasn't right about the scene. I looked up and saw the most horrifying thing I've ever seen in my life. The glass that you see the ghost's animatronic reflections off of was broken and there was a dead, bloody body on the floor by the dinner table. My friends and I freaked out and all the other passengers screamed. The ride stopped and the lights turned on and an announcement was made on the loudspeakers. Disneyland thanks you for your visit. Please evacuate the attraction in an orderly fashion. A cast member will be with you shortly to assist you with the evacuation. Thank you. As we were evacuating the ride, we had to walk all the way to the place where you exit the doom buggies and get off the ride. At the ride's exit, we heard what sounded like a child crying even though there was no children around. I saw a bunch of ambulances outside the Haunted Mansion ride along with the police officer standing outside the ride. I walked up to talk to one of the police officers and found out the victim's name was Seth.